Yo. How my people doing? Hope you're doing well. Easy time, guys. Easy time for stream. How do I do this? There you go. I'm gonna have intro. We gotta have intro. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's been a while, but you know, finally something is happening on the chart. So you know, we're gonna talk about that. And there has actually been a couple of things that are very interesting that's happening. So, you know, maybe, just maybe, you know, nobody wants to be bullish because everybody's still bearish. So everybody's still like, you know, let's wait and see. Nobody believes. But I think it looks good, and it's been looking good for a while now. It's been actually looking from this daily time frame, but we're looking at 1 hourly time frame. Ever since this over here happened, it started looking very, very good. And then something over here happened that also looks very, very good. So this move up here towards the upside, at least on the small time frames, looks really, really nice. Music is a bit too loud. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. There we go. Shall we start over again? Something like this. Yes, the music is overpowering your voice. I'm sorry, I forget, man. It's been a long time since I'm streaming. I forgot to, you know, lower the background sound. So, you know, but now it's lowered down. Now, what I just said, what you might not have heard, is that everybody's still bearish. Nobody believes, but we believe. Now, for, you know, ever since this move over here, it looks very, very good, guys. Ever since that move, this on the hourly time scale, it looks very, very good. So after that happened, we also had something like this that goes over here, and then this happened, and it looks even better now. And there is also a couple other things that also looks very, very good. So if you put all of these things together, it kind of looks good, guys. It's kind of look good. So you gotta ask yourself a question, you know, is something happening? Is this it? Is this it? How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. It's been a long while, so you know, how you guys doing? Wizard Cell, what's up, man? How you doing? Full moon incoming. Yeah, we got a full moon on 25th, I think, and it's a smiley moon. It's some kind of smiley moon with some kind of Venus and Mars in the background, something like that. I don't know what that means, so you know, there's that. Nice tunes for a moon mission. Let's go. Finally. How you doing, man? Bazooka, Matush, Anthony. Yo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you as well, man. Doing great when I finally get to join the stream. Yeah, now it's nice time. It's not the good times are coming. You know, the good times. Like that painter guy said. You know, yeah, you know. You gotta experience a little bit of the dark times to know when the good times are come. You know, and now we are waiting for the good times, and I think the good times are coming now, right? The music a bit loud. Yeah, fix that. Paolo Genga, how you doing, man? Nice that you could come. Nice that you could come. Matush, what's up? My man is rusty. It happens. Out of the blue. Love the chill music though. Yeah. So we're just gonna chill. You know, there is no excitement. We're not gonna try, you know, to you know, get everybody euphoric right now and then dump the price. So we're just chilling. Looking at the charts, seeing what's happening. Rava, how you doing, man? Been a while since Emaka, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a while, but it gets so boring, guys. I gotta be honest with you. If you're not trading, there's, you know, if you're investing and you want to talk about companies and stuff like that, and you understand what's happening in crypto, and you want to look at the technology, you know, there is a very good reason to have a YouTube channel, right? Because you can talk about fundamentals, about this, about you know, projects. If you're trading, you know, there is also good reason to have a YouTube channel because you can, you know, show off your trades, you can talk about trading, stuff like that. Me, on the other hand, I bought and now it's just waiting, so I'm very, very bored. I don't trade. You know, I don't invest in Google and Amazon and stuff like that. I'm not interested in the crypto technology. So, you know, I always wonder, like, what am I going to do? Why am I going to look at the charts? You know, we just have to wait. It's just waiting time. Just waiting. Bro, we need your update knowledge. So, here it goes, guys. Here it goes. We had a blue box or green box. It was a green box. Green and blue box. We had several boxes. But not so long ago, I drew this box when I was somewhere over here. And I said, we need to start going up between 6 April and 6 June. And the reason we have to start going up, because my theory is that on October, give or take, between October and something like that, I don't know when, 6th October maybe, 6th October, here we go, 6th October, this is game over, right? And if we think about altcoins, and we're gonna have any altcoin season, whatever that means by now, I don't know. I don't know if you guys seen altcoins, but you know, altcoin season doesn't look promising. By the way, I don't know if you can see down here, but I don't actually have TradingView Premium anymore because last year I actually forgot to buy, you know, TradingView Premium. So, you know, I'm kind of stuck there. Anyways, I don't want to buy it right now, so I'm just gonna wait. Anyways, I think October, you know, that's some kind of, you know, game over move because we got a whole bunch of, you know, super moons over here, October, December, and I think, you know, this over here should be the top. That said, when you look at altcoin season and when altcoin season is gonna come and not and stuff like that, usually how this happens is like 3 to 6 months before the top, everything starts popping. And 3 to 6 months before this time over here, that's between the 6th of April and 6th of July. 6th of July. So somewhere up here we have to start going up. I don't know. And I said, you know, if we go past this over here and we still haven't pumped all the way up here, it's pretty much over. So if we do not start pumping inside this green area over here, I'm kind of gonna lose my, you know, my shit. I'm gonna sell everything and you know, I'm gonna go start, I don't know, you know, washing car windows or something like that. I don't know, but you know, it is, we are technically starting right over here from the very first point. So if it starts going over here, that means that we got around, you know, 6 months all the way towards the top. If it goes like zigzag up here, you know, we still got, you know, over here. So, you know, we still got time. There's plenty of time. If it goes more down here, we still have a bunch of time all the way up here before we actually start going towards the upside. Road to McDonald's. Yeah, exactly, man. But we got time. Now, what's happening on Bitcoin is actually quite interesting. I got a whole bunch of charts over here. Let me see. Let me find a clean chart. This is clean enough. Okay, so over here it was very interesting because we had the, I'm just gonna draw very dirty lines. It went something like this over here, give or take, right? Because we want to pick that up, and the most important was actually over here because this last part over here, because we had this move over here. So on the move towards downside over here, it was a very steep move. You can see it was very steep move, and then we broke towards the upside here. I don't know if you remember up here, this on daily time frame, it was like a week ago or something, and I was also posting a little bit, and I was thinking, you know, this looks very good, but you know, oftentimes when you breaks a very important trend, if you don't pump after that, that's actually a very bad sign. So oftentimes you can actually break the trend, zigzag, fail to pump, and then what happens, you just get back over here and then, you know, have a big move towards downside. So I didn't want to get too excited right over here because it was a little bit too early. It looked good because we did break the trend, right? There was a trend over here. We did break the trend and it looked very good. But I didn't want to get excited, so I was looking at this part over here. I even posted on Twitter that said, you know, can someone give me something good about this part? So if you zoom only on this part over here, what you're gonna see is this part over here. So I was drawing some kind of channels up here, I was drawing some kind of lines up here, you know, something like this over here, like all kinds of stuff I was drawing up here, trying to figure out, you know, what's most likely move to happen. And, you know, from what I've seen, I think it was some kind of triangle over here that's forming. But more importantly, after that, we had the, you know, break towards upside, and this over here is even more important. I'm going to tell you about this in a second. So once we were actually starting going zigzag over here, it was very important to pump. And now that we have pump, this is the second sign that we are very bullish, guys. This is the second sign that we are extremely bullish. So the first sign is that we broke the trend, right? So this big ass trend over here that's been going up since 108k all the way down, it's finally broken, right? That's the first sign. The second sign is this triangle over here that broke towards upside. It's not actually that hard to break towards upside, but it did break towards upside. So what we actually did, if you go over here to the daily time frame, let me draw the line again over here towards downside. We broke towards upside, we zigzagged over here in this box, and we didn't dump down, we actually broke towards upside. So I always say again, I always say, if you have a trend, you break out of the trend, it is important to continue pumping, because if you don't continue pumping, are you actually bullish? We are extremely bullish, guys. So the first sign was the move outside of the trend. The second sign is breaking outside of this box towards upside. And the third sign right now is actually extremely bullish. And that's this part over here. Yes, I do understand this part over here is on the small time frames, but it is very, very bullish, because what we have over here is a pattern called a rising wedge. And this pattern goes something like this over here. It goes something like this over here, from bottom up here, give or take, right? So we had this, you know, very steep rising wedge that broke towards upside. And right now that I'm seeing this, and I saw this earlier today when I was at work, there is no doubt in my mind right now that this is becoming very, very bullish. Now, people are still like, people in the chat like, Raba, can we come back to 47 before alt season? People are still very much bearish. They still don't believe, they still don't understand that we can pump. Everybody's still very much bearish because we just had extreme, fear down here at this double bottom over here that it's been formed, and then we managed to get out of the double bottom. You know, people still believe that, you know, we can go back down to these levels again, retest these levels, like Rava says, down to 74. Now, whether that's gonna happen or not, I don't believe. It could happen. I don't believe that's gonna happen, but I'm still looking for more signs, more confirmation. Even though this is enough confirmation for me to believe that we are gonna go towards upside, I'm looking for more signs. So the next thing that's gonna come is actually on the weekly time frame, and on the weekly time frame we have a double bottom down here. So down here at the bottom, after we had this double top over here, we broke down. I think this is actually technical target for this breakdown towards downside. Yeah, it's technical target. So the double bottoms up here, when they break, they have this technical target down to the bottom, and it went down there. So we got a inverse, this inverse, you know, W pattern, or inverse double bottom pattern. And what needs to happen over here right now, what we are looking for right now on the weekly time frame, is getting this double bottom confirmed. And the only way we can get this double bottom confirmed is if we close above this this line up here. And this line up here right now is around 86k, give or take 86k, right? We still, previous week I was actually hoping that we are gonna break that and then just continue after, you know, over here, break that and continue, but we didn't do that, right? We closed just below it, so we still need to have some kind of breakage above the level of resistance at 86.08, and then it's, you know, stuff gets a lot more confirmed. But we are already extremely bullish now. Today is only Tuesday, so we got a whole bunch of week left before something happens, right? But this is at least the next big thing I'm looking for, right? This weekly resistance level at 86k, because that's technically not yet broken. We also don't have any kind of bottom wick, so can we just, you know, go over here and, you know, dump down towards downside? I mean, technically you can't. I mean, there's lots of stuff that you can do that might happen. I'm also gonna show you something else, but before I do that, let me show you another sign that I forgot to tell you about. I think it was on a 1 hourly time frame. Yeah, this one over here. It wasn't that big, much of a deal, but on the first breakout, on the first, so if you go over here on the daily time frame, what you're gonna see, there was this line. Let me just draw the line so we have it again on the chart. On this first breakout towards the upside, right? So if you go to the 1 hourly time frame over here, nah, it wasn't that. It was this one over here. Yeah, it was this one. So when there was this triangle over here, we broke the triangle. And what oftentimes happens, you break towards upside, and people were in the chat, in our Telegram chat, was saying that, you know, bull trap is gonna go down. Oftentimes it does. It goes, you know, price goes outside of some kind of resistance level, starts doing zigzag pattern, and, you know, barting right back down again. So it kind of started barting right back down again, but it didn't do that. Then it went up again towards the upside, and then it tried to BART down again, and it just got picked up. Once this actually happened, this is also a very, very strong confirmation of a bullish sentiment right now, and that we're going to go towards upside. And then we had this, you know, rising wedge breaking up, super, super bullish, right? So it looks very good. It looks very, very good, right? So this is very, but on the weekly time frame, we are still not above the resistance level, and that's good. Now, let's say this part over here, this week, goes towards downside. What's gonna happen there is that we are gonna actually have a channel over here that goes something like this towards downside, right? So this part over here, we can also go to small time frames, because I don't have 3-day time frames. Guys, I don't have 3-day time. I have to upgrade my stuff because, you know, I forgot to buy the the Black Monday or Black Friday, you know, deals, you know, my premium expired, so I don't have 3 days and stuff like that. But what we're gonna have over here is after this double top, we're gonna have a channel that goes towards downside. If you remember in 2021, if you remember it, we gotta find another chart with 2021 over here. Here's good stuff. We also had, you can also say we had a, you know, double top over here, whatever. But the thing is that this part over here went towards upside and then we continued down, right? So when we saw this part over here, we said this is a bear flag goes towards downside. But right now we don't have a bear flag. We have exhaustion pattern over here. Let me go back to the chart. We have exhaustion pattern, and this exhaustion pattern goes towards upside, right? So if you know, if you change this over here a little bit, you know, we had this double bottom over here. We had this exhaustion pattern towards upside, and right now it's, you know, we have this move downwards, or technically, you know, move upwards right now towards upside. So this exhaustion pattern down here is actually very, very bullish. So there is also that. Again, on the weekly time frame, we need to get above this level up here. But you know, even if this candle right now on the weekly time frame ends being red candle for whatever reason, you know, it's still very much bullish. And if we go back to the green box, we still have time, guys. We still have time. So even if this goes down for whatever reason, we still have a bunch of time. I said, if we get out of the box and we still haven't pumped, I'm gonna consider this, you know, broken. Pouring a glass of red wine and watch my favorite streamer, Paolo. I wish I had some wine right now. I actually have, but no. It's only Tuesday. I think it's a trap, we will fall hard. Yeah, people in the chat also said it's a trap. But trap for what? You can ask yourself, what kind of trap is this? You know, we had extreme fear down here at the bottom. Let's go check that out. Can I do it over here? Brave. I haven't opened, you know, Truth Social. Oh, that was Donald Trump saying something about crypto strategic reserve. Yeah. Let's go over here to, where is it? Here. Let's go over here and look at fear and greed index right now is neutral, but it was last month, it was fear 13. It was even lower than that. 9th April, it was 18. When were we down here at the bottom? Yeah, April, it was 18. So it was 18 down here. It was, you know, extreme fear. Let's go 3 months over here. But over here it was even big. It was 10. And these kind of 10 levels come very, 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 what are you gonna say? They come very, very rarely, right? You can see here we hit maximum peak fear over here. We went up here, double bottom up here. We didn't go below this fear level. We just, you know, consolidate up here. And right now, look, the, you know, bullishness is climbing. It's gonna go above, what's this up here? You know, 50 levels up here towards upside. You know, and euphoria kicks in. So we're gonna zoom up out even more. You can see up here how this is slowly climbing towards upside. And if you go to the max levels up here right now, we are at these bottoms down here, right? These bottoms. So it looks good, but we already had a fear. We already had a fear, and that's why people are still very much bearish, because they still believe that, you know, we're gonna dump down. But now, we are perma bulls on this channel. Check M2 global supply. I don't know how to check M2. I don't think M2 supply. M2 money stock. Is this the thing? I don't know what this means. Does this mean they're gonna print more money? I don't know. They kind of have time. They kind of have time. Is this why Bitcoin has been going up since, you know, 2011 up here? Maybe this is the reason. $1 cost average into the altcoin, I'm down 30% down. The dip kept dipping. Hey, it happens. No, it's an indicator. Indicator of what? What is this indicator of? Oh, this is not in. M2. Indicator. I don't think I have that. M2 money, what's that? Money shift, money, global money supply, USD. Let's see how that looks. I mean, it's the same indicator. There's some kind of rising, you know, if you're just gonna look at this part over here, you know, it's got a resistance line that's being squeezed towards upside. They gotta print more money because reasons. And, you know, this explodes towards us. I'm told that increasing more money printing and slowly should inflow into Bitcoin. Yeah, why not? Why not? Good to see you back, my friend. Van Hulzen, how you doing, man? Yeah, milk as well, milk as well. Yeah, it's okay. But you know, when it comes to money, we like to look at the DXY, even though we don't think it's. I don't have my indicators, guys. I don't have my indicators because you can see down over here. I don't know if you can see that. I cannot have 10 indicators at the same time, so I have to only have one and one indicator. So if I want to look at RSI, I have to pop RSI on the chart. There we go. So you're gonna see over here, this on the weekly time frame. We're gonna go to monthly time frame down here. I still believe that this can even go, this can go lower. And the reason I believe this can go lower is that the RSI is not all these, you know, extreme levels, right? It's not at these extreme levels. I think if the DXY, when I go towards upside, I think it needs to tap these extreme levels down here, and then at a later point go towards upside, which might be bullish for us. I don't know. I don't know. But right now it's hitting this, you know, right now it is hitting this this support level. But the problem with hitting the support level, it's already broken this support. So it's got two supports, right? So it started climbing up here toward, you know, it went up here, create some kind of resistance level over here. It broke that, tried to pump, failed to pump, and right now it's breaking towards downside. Now, if this should break also the line towards downside, we are gonna see a major dump down on the DXY over here, and I think these parts are gonna go down all the way to bottom to 2030 levels, and that might be the bottom for the DXY at one point. Right now, we are not quite there. If you look at a weekly time frame, we are hitting these levels, but these levels can over time, you know, they can consolidate. We can hit over here, we can consolidate. This can pull up a little bit, and then we can also dump down here at a later point. But it looks like it looks bad though. It looks bad though. Yeah, this rejection down here towards downside is really bad, and I think that there is a very good chance for the DXY to continue down towards downside. So that's that. I think something is happening, guys. I think something is happening, but you know, how much bullish are we? I think we are very bullish. I think we are very bullish. Bitcoin is up 4.2%. Ethereum 7.5, but you know, it's good doing this thing. And I can give you a little bit tip right now. Right now, if this is some kind of bottom, a lot of altcoins are right now in the process. They're still not pumping 30-40% a day, but they're in the process of creating these boxes on the downside, right? So these boxes are very important. What you need to look at is you need to look for some kind of, you know, move down where you are getting a box. These boxes are, you know, accumulation zones on altcoins, if there is going to be altcoin season. This is called accumulation zone, and after these accumulation zones, stuff pumps really hard. So I don't know what kind of altcoins. I'm just scrolling down here. XRD maybe, I don't know. They are creating these bottoms down here. Even though the bottoms can, you know, come to the bottom, continue bottoming, but you know, they're creating these boxes on the downside. Up to over here, creating some kind of exhaustion pattern down here. You know, it might continue for a while over here, might go over here, might continue a little bit more, and then go towards the upside. You know, these boxes can be a lot bigger, but we are coming into these zones, these, you know, blue box zones where the buying, a lot of buying is happening. I did see yesterday some stuff did pump. Look at that, bonk is up 15% on the day. You know, over here, like, it looks like a very nice box, or at least box that's being created right now. But you know, these boxes can continue a while before something happens. Yeah, my alt is doing a box thing. Yeah, a lot of altcoins are doing that. So, but if you look at altcoins, like how much more wrecked are they gonna get? If they wanted to get altcoins wrecked, you know, they did the job. Altcoins are down 70, 80, 99%. Some altcoins down more than. From the bottom to the new bottom, that, you know, from the top to the bottom, they were down 90%. And now from the bottom to the new bottom, they're down another 90%. So, you know, 99% down, a lot of stuff. But, you know, that's the way. Anyways, guys, just wanted to, you know, I was wondering whether I should make a video or do a live stream. A live stream is a lot easier, so, you know, there's that. But I'm glad that everybody's still around, or some of you are still around. And, you know, I think something is happening. I think interesting times are ahead. I think we got you know, 6 to 9 months left until this is finished. So, you know, there is that. Still keeping bullishness, man. Still keep, you know, it was a little bit hard down here at the bottom. You know, once we came. Yeah, there was one more thing, guys. There is one more thing I want to show you, and this is about prediction about how high we're gonna go. right? So how high is, not altcoins, but Bitcoin, how high is Bitcoin gonna go? So let me show you that, and let me show you, it is just a pattern, but I'm gonna show you that, okay? I don't know if this is the case, but you know, patterns oftentimes, you know, play out this way. So over here, what we have in this entire move towards the upside is actually expanding musical instruments, which is actually very, very bearish. So this part over here is actually very, very bearish, right? So you go something like this over here, right? And you can see clearly that you know, stuff is you know, expanding, and these expanding channels, they tend to break down and dump towards downside. Oftentimes, you know, over here he tries to his top up here, fails to go all the way up here, and then dumps down. So there are actually two levels. It can just come up here back to 100k and dump down, which I don't think is gonna happen. And the reason for that is you know, people are not gonna get bullish. People are not gonna go, you know, buy altcoins if we go only up to 100k again and then right back down again, right? What we have to do is go more than 100k. So how do these, you know, patterns play out? These extortion patterns, these expanding musical instruments play out and fail. If this has been on an hourly time frame, you know, you can always, you know, do something like this, break out, and then it continue towards the upside. I don't think Bitcoin is gonna go to, you know, a million or whatever when it breaks out. What I think is gonna happen is one very, very common pattern on the chart, on this chart, and that's when it goes over here towards the top, it's gonna break towards the upside over here somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe here, September, October, right? Over here. It goes up here, then breaks up here towards the upside. It's gonna do something crazy up here, fail to break towards upside, because like we just said earlier in the video, when you break an important channel towards upside or downside, whatever that is, you gotta pump or gotta dump. You gotta do something. When something is important is broken, you gotta do something. I don't think this is gonna pump. I think we're gonna go down here. We're gonna really fast down to the support level, do something like this, and then dump towards downside after that towards downside. So I think the pattern that we are looking at right now, I think this is the most likely output, at least, you know, looking at the pattern right now, because I don't think that it's just gonna go over here and, you know, dump down. It could just, you know, dump down over here. Now that is, you know, likely, but considering that we got a four-year cycles, Trump's tariff war is coming to end. There is no more bearishness because everybody's making a deal. And you remember, like, when we did this double bottom right over here, right? When Trump started doing these tariffs, 200 tariffs on China and all other nations, everybody was so much fear. You know, everybody was scared, the economy is gonna crash, but whatnot, and we just pumping from it. Right now, I mean, the tariffs are gonna end, you know, at one point. Trump is gonna make new deals, you know, US is gonna, you know, thrive on that, and the bullishness is gonna come back, guys. The bullishness is gonna come back, and I think the bullishness is gonna come back up here towards upside. I don't know how high this is gonna go, but as soon as this is out of the channel, I think that's very, very likely some kind of top very close up there, and then it might actually dump after that towards downside, because I don't think we're gonna do this. I think this move over here is very unlikely. So, you know, my best prediction right now is we're gonna go all the way top, break that, and then fail to pump over here and then go towards the downside. So there is that. Hey man, Jay Sharma, yeah, long time. So long 1574 long it 1574 will monthly candle reverse green. How is monthly candle on the Ethereum? I mean, there is still 8 days left, so you know, it could just be a doji over here. It could next month dump and then you create even a bigger move down and then explode towards up. There's a whole bunch of ways this can actually play out. But right now we don't have anything. It might just be a slow move up here towards the resistance, up here, maybe up here a little bit, maybe all the way up here. Who knows? 8 days left. It is doing almost. It didn't break my channel up here just yet. It didn't break my channel, but you know, this lower channel over here, it kind of got broke. Can I draw the line, man? There, something like this. This last part kind of broke towards upside, but still not outside of this bigger channel over here. So it needs a little bit more move towards upside. I think when you see that, then we might see, you know, continuation or move down or something like that. But Bitcoin did break. This didn't break. I had Bitcoin doing 120.40 around August, September this year, when buying before this bull run. 100, yeah, it looks likely now. Like my target was 80, and we know how that went. We know how that went. So I had on purpose, my targets were around 80, and the target was there because I didn't want to get too bullish. I made the same mistake last time and I just didn't want to get too bullish, and I said, you know, this time around it's gonna be 80. So it hit my target, it went up to, you know, 100k, but I still see more. It's just a waiting game, guys. Just a waiting game. It's very, very boring. I don't trade, I don't invest because everything is invested. It's just waiting game. So until next time, take care. Don't believe stuff you read on X and other places, you know. Do the charts, do the lines, believe the lines, and you're gonna be fine, guys. You're gonna be fine. I'll see you around. Take care, you too as well. See you, Skyrock, today along 2.16%. Nice. Much love. Anthony, thanks, man. Okay, guys, take care. There is no outro or anything like that, so, you know, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.